that story.
Yes, the machine stop is fantastic. Yes, that's right.
Yes,
And it is very
I
much
have many
connected.
doubts. Sorry?
It is very much connected with what we are living now with respect to, communications, the media,
Yes.
internet.
Yes, very similar. I started reading it and I could make the links with the pandemic. And then I read that it has similarities, but at the beginning I thought about the pandemic.
Yes.
And our fear of touching others or meeting others. I'm very afraid. Personally, I'm very afraid of meeting others.
You're afraid?
Yes, very. I'm afraid of going to classes, very afraid. And I related that to the reading, to the story.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't related that to what we are living now, but I related it to the whole situation with the internet and distance, that we are together but alone, because sometimes you can be with people who are far away from you. You can be in touch because of this, and sometimes you are not in touch with the people who are around you, because you are more connected with the outside, with the mobile. But
yes, that's true.
Taking into account, you say it is true. I haven't ever related to that. Now it is true that we can relate to the pandemic now.
Yes, I immediately related it to the pandemic.
That's good.
Yes, that's true, because sometimes we are surrounded by people having a coffee or eating something, and we are connected with others that are far away from us.
That's
and
right.
Not in touch with the people we are surrounded.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, Miss, the language function, I wrote that it's a narrative describing and sequencing. That's correct?
Describing. Yes, yes. In fact, the language function of that is to narrate a story. Yes.
Yes.
Narrate. Yes. And describing and sequencing that is the way in which the story is being narrated. But the main language function is to narrate.
Yes.
To entertain, and it's also to entertain.
Sorry.
To entertain us. Entertainment. Yes.
Yes.
Way to entertain us.
And it's also, I wrote that it has also descriptive language.
Yes, that's correct.
Because it's full of descriptions. Then the language purpose, bueno, to entertain others. And I wrote that Forster also offers us a dystopian vision of mankind's future.
That's right. Because you knew that that story was written in the last century, I think, and something, yes? So it
is 1909.
Yes,
before the First World War. Yes.
So he is like a fortune teller in a way, because all that happened now, all that he mentioned. Almost all.
Yes. Even before the plane was created, was invented.
Yes, that's correct.
And then the language, tone, and style, I wrote that it's a narration, it tells a story, it has plot, setting, characterization, and he uses a descriptive language that gives us a clear picture of what is being described.
Yes.
Is it correct?
Yes, that's correct. Okay.
And then the type of narrators, third person omniscient.
Omniscient,
because and I added that in some part the author gives his point of view. I don't find the information here,
Yeah.
but in before the end, he gives his point of view and he says, I think, or I feel something like that.
Yes, and you know that but omniscient narrator means that it is like it is everywhere, yes? The omniscient narrator knows everything about anything. It is like a god. That's why it's omniscient narrator.
Yes, and before the end, he gives also his private thoughts.
That's correct.
Okay.
Very good.
And then the setting, I wrote that Vashti, the mother lives, well, both lives underground, and Vashti lives in the southern hemisphere, and Kuno lives maybe under Wessex. But it doesn't say where she lives exactly, but I think that it's like Australia or New Zealand.
Yes, because they are different names for the countries and all that. Yes, well, you can say that they don't live in the same or they live
hemisphere,
hemisphere, or they live very far away from each other. Yes, it's
okay. And then I have to mention when he is moved near her or not.
When
in setting.
No, it's not necessary, because the main event happen in different parts.
And in time, I only have to say in the future, set in the future.
Set in the future, and with time it refers to whether it is whether if the story has flash forwards or flashbacks, or it is linear. Yes, when the story is linear, it always goes up on to the future. But sometimes there are stories who have flashbacks. I don't know if you know what flashbacks are, which are memories from the past, or flash forwards, which would be something from the future. But it's not linear.
Okay, when here it says that she remembers when her son was born, that's a flashback or not?
Right. That's right.
Okay.
Yes, because we go back in time. So you can say the story is linear, but it has some examples of flashbacks or flash forward.
Yeah, and the characters I briefly describe.
Yes. You can briefly describe both of them, which are the main characters, the main ones.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's very. You chose it very cleverly.
I love that story. And I don't know if I sent you the link, because in YouTube there are some stories or that you can listen to the audio, or they are told. Yes. Did I send you the link or not? I can't remember now.
No. In YouTube, I found that the story is in an audiobook, and I heard it. It's an hour and a half, more or less, and it's very interesting. Yes, I read it and then I heard it.
Yes, that it would be much richer for you to understand everything better.
Yes, because the vocabulary sometimes is it has words that I have never seen before. Yes. Very descriptive.
Yes, that's right. Well, that's good. That's great to do something like that. I will look for the video and I will send you so that you can practice. And apart from that, you can practice the pronunciation with that. And listening practice also. So that's great.
Yes. Very good. Yes. Okay, and the other one, it's easier. It's like the other ones we have read before. during our lives.
Yes.
But that was
Amazing.
Yes.
That's right. And what about the poem?
The one from Edgar Allan Poe. Sorry?
The one about Edgar Allan Poe, The Cask of Amontillado.
I love Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes.
He's my favorite writer.
Yes, he's fantastic. Yes, that's very nice. And The Cask of Amontillado is also on YouTube, because those stories are like classic of the English literature. Yes, so we can go and happily we have different tools to watch them on YouTube and on the net. That's good.
Yes, they are classics. I'm going to continue reading dystopian stories.
Yes, they are fantastic. I love that.
I know
Science
from
fiction.
many names.
I love that. Yes, it is fantastic. I enjoy very much science fiction and dystopian stories. It is nice.
Yes, and I read that Minority Report is a dystopian story, and I loved that film, but I didn't know that it was a dystopian story.
Yes.
I didn't know anything about that category or gender.
There are many of them. I can't remember now, but you discover them by reading, and then you connect or make connection with the authors, and then you enter to a fantastic world.
Yes. When I read 1984, I love it too. But I didn't know that it was a dystopian story.
George Orwell is one of my favorite authors. And you know that from 1984, it is the idea of Big Brother, que después apareció en todo el mundo.
Yes.
Big Brother is watching you, yes, and that we can see all that a person or a group of people are doing, even when they go to the toilet, yes.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
and even your thoughts.
And cameras. Yes, and cameras in all over the city.
And that's right. Yes.
In La Plata, cameras.
Yes.
We heard that all the time in the news.
Yes, I love that story.
Okay, Miss, I have to leave now because I have got.
Well, okay, you can go. We will have another book by George Orwell, but it would be Animal Farm. That is fantastic also. You will have it later in the following modules in literature.
Okay, very good.
You will enjoy
fantastic.
That. Okay, dear. If that's all, we can leave now. You have to go to classes.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Miss.
Okay.
Thanks for everything.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you too. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.